The next presentation is again very interesting topic. It's a less known secret of Advaita. I thought everybody knows the secrets of Advaita. The topic is a lesser known secret of Advaita by Sri Rajaram Venkataramani. It's going to be coming to us as a video. So please get the video ready while I get the bio. Sri Rajaram Venkataramani hails from a Tamil Brahmin Smartha family born to Sri Venkataramani and Srimati Lakshmi in 1972. So he must be very, very, very young. And that's what excites me personally, to see this, so many young people take up Advaita and Vedanta as as a career. As a child, Rajaram ji learned the essentials of Advaita from his parents and also his grandfather, Sri Ramachandra Iyer, who was doing Upanyasam on Hayagriva. He showed interest in philosophy and science as a child, but for professional purposes studied engineering in Tiruchinappalli. He pursued a global career in technology and now lives in London with his family. So we just heard from somebody from Singapore. I'm in Silicon Valley, and our next speaker is coming from London. That's the globalness of this festival. The modern education took him away from the traditional paths, but was inspired by the Bhakti cult of Sri Krishna Chaitanya. The polemical attacks on Advaita, which some Vaishnavas term as Mayavada, prompted him to explore the ontological position of Bhakti in Advaita. He clarified his understanding from traditional scholars at Sringeri and other places. Armed with this, he supported a thesis on Gudhartha Deepika by Madhusudana at SOAS London. And his current interest is formal study of mathematics and Sanskrit and propagating orthodox Vedic wisdom, or I should say authentic Vedic wisdom, especially Nitya Karmopasana Nishta in a modern context. So let's listen to the message from Sri Rajaram Venkataramani from London, coming to us by a video.
Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. First, I would like to thank Advaita Academy and Shri Nitin Sridhar for giving me the opportunity to speak on Advaita. I've chosen the topic, a less known secret of Advaita. By way of introduction, I am a Smartha by birth, a technocrat by profession, and live here in London with my family. I've been exposed to the Vaishnava schools of thought and have been guided by some of the topmost bhaktas. But philosophically, I remain close to the works of Madhusudana Saraswati, Sridhara Swami, and Shankara. I had the opportunity to contribute to some of the academic works on Madhusudana Saraswati. However, I had come to the same conclusion that Bhakti is a Parama Purushartha by studying the works of Shankara. In this short speech, I would like to share my understanding. Any merit in this belongs to the noble and selfless teachers of the tradition, and any fault is all mine. First, let us talk about Avyakta. Shankara starts his Bhagavad Gita Bhashyam with a famous quote from Smriti. It goes like this: Om Narayana Paro Avyaktad Andam Avyakta Sambhavam Andasyantastiva Me Loka Saptadvipa Cha Medini. It means Om Narayana is higher than the unmanifest. The cosmic egg comes from the unmanifest. In this egg are all these worlds, 7 islands, and the earth. The question arises, what is this Avyakta or the unmanifest? To understand this, we have to go to Bhagavad Gita 8.18. Bhagavan Vasudeva explains how living beings who are within the cycle of samsara appear again and again during the day of Brahma and merge back into him at night. So Shankara in his commentary defines Avyakta as the sleeping state of Brahma. Avyaktam Prajapatehe Swabhavastha. We can relate this to our daily experience. When we wake up from deep sleep, immediately all our thoughts and subsequently actions start. Now we have seen what is Avyakta. Let us next see who is this Narayana that is called or who is called superior to Avyakta. If you go a little further in Bhagavad Gita to 8.20, Bhagavan Vasudeva says, Parastasmatu bhavo anyo avyakto vyaktat sanatanaha yassa sarveshu bhuteshu nashyatsu na vinashyati. It means, but distinct from that unmanifest is the other eternal unmanifest reality, who does not get destroyed when all beings get destroyed. Who or what is this eternal unmanifest reality? Is he the Parabrahman or one who has got avidya as the limiting adjunct? Is he the one in which all living beings merge, or is he different from this? These questions to arise. Shankara clarifies that he is Aksharakhya Param Brahma. He is the immutable Supreme Brahman. And he further clarifies, he is not like Avyakta spoken of earlier, who is Bhuta Grama Bija Bhutat, the one who is the seed of all living beings. He is also not conditioned by avidya. Avidya Lakshanat. Avidya Lakshanat refers to the Avyakta spoken of earlier, whereas this eternal Avyakta is not Avidya Lakshanat, and he is also not the one in whom the living entities merge back. There's still a small confusion as to whether this Parabrahman is Saguna Brahman or Nirguna Brahman. Is he Savishesha Sopadika Brahman or Nirvisesha Niropadika Brahman? We'll come to that subsequently. But at this point in time, all we need to note is that there is Avyakta, which is the sleeping state of Brahma, from which all this universe comes when he wakes up and merges back when he sleeps. And beyond this is Parabrahman, who has no connection with avidya and who is not the seed of all these living entities. Okay. Now that we have seen what is Avyakta and who is Narayana, the next is to see what is the relationship between them, if any. If you see, Shankara apparently contradicts Vasudeva in 8.22 and also himself. Bhagavan Vasudeva says, in him are included all beings. Yasyantasthani bhutani. Shankara also comments, Yasya purushasya antasthani madhyasthani bhutani karya bhutani, and then explains why in him are included everything. Karyam hi karanasya antarvarti bhavati. In whom, in which person are included all beings, which are products, for a product remains inherent in a cause. It's not very obvious, but there's a logic which says that the effect is inherent in the cause. Okay? But still there's a contradiction. Earlier we said this eternal avyakta is not bhutagrama bija. Now it said that all entities are in him, all living entities are in him. So there is a contradiction. So how is this contradiction resolved? To understand that, we have to go to an apparent contradiction that Bhagavan Vasudeva also makes. If you go to 9.4, Vasudeva says, Maya tatam idam sarvam jagad avyakta murtina matstani sarva bhutani nacham teshu avastitaham nacha matsani bhutani pashyame yogam ishwaram bhuta bhrunnacha bhutasto mamatma bhuta bhavanaha. This is Bhagavad Gita 9.4 and 9.5. So the meaning is this: the whole world is pervaded by me in my unmanifest form. All beings exist in me, but I am not in them, nor do the beings dwell in me. Behold my divine yoga. I am the sustainer and originator of beings, but myself is not contained in the beings. Brahman is neither the container nor contained. This is fairly straightforward to understand, because there are many statements in the Upanishads which says Brahman is unattached, asanga. But here Bhagavan Vasudeva is creating a conundrum, much like what Shankara is doing. Or Shankara is creating the same conundrum that Vasudeva is creating, which is to say that all beings are contained in Brahman, and in the very next sentence he says none of the beings are contained in Brahman. Okay? So what is this resolution? Now, to understand that, Shankara clarifies this. First he says, logically, there is nobody who is bereft of the self. Okay, so he basically says in his commentary, Nahi niratmakam kinchit bhutam vyavaharaya avakalpate. This is in his commentary to Bhagavad Gita 9.4. Logically, there is no being, nobody who does not have an Atma. Everyone, everybody, everything should have a core, and that core is Atma, from which it comes and it goes. So the moment you see an entity, you have to say that it has got an Atma. This position is also taken by Bhagavan Vasudeva. He says in Bhagavad Gita 2.18, Antavanta imaye deha nityas yokta sarisharinaha anashino aprameyasya tasmad yudyasva bharatha. Antavanta imaye deha, within all these entities, nityas yokta sharirinaha. So they all belong to the sharirana, the soul. So that soul is anashina, it cannot be destroyed. Aprameya, it's beyond conception, indeterminable, and so on. The point is thus, that within all these beings, or all this world, these entities, the living beings that we see, belong to Parabrahman. In that sense, they have no existence independent of Brahman. But Brahman himself is neither the container nor is he contained within these beings. So these two perspectives are what is being brought out here. I would like to call out the genius of Shankara here in choosing an invocation mantra with only 3 words, Narayano Paro Avyakta. He has given the core Advaita philosophy. he has established that there is a Parabrahman and he calls him Narayana. He has established that he is superior to Avyakta and Brahmadi lokas, and he has talked about the Brahman's complete independence and the fact that this loka cannot exist without Brahman. And this loka has existence and non-existence as its quality, or Saddasad Vilakshana. If there's only one reality, then it has to be Brahman. That's why it's Saddasad Vilakshana. So just by using 3 words of his invocation mantra, he has communicated the whole or the essence of Advaita philosophy. Of course, there are arguments, counter-arguments, how you build it, etc., which is why he's writing Bhashyam, and he's written commentaries and the Upanishads and Brahma Sutra, etc. But in 3 words, he's communicated the essence of Advaita philosophy. We need to go a little bit further into the significance of the name Narayana for Brahman. The word Narayana is a combination of 2 words, Nara and Ayana. Nara means mortal. It comes from Nara, and it means one who is connected with the person, and it refers to the mortal beings. Now, there is a rule of grammar, which you can check with Vyakarana experts. The dental sound N becomes the cerebral sound N, as in Narayana, when in the same word Ir is followed by In, and there is a E, like in Narayana. Ir, E, In. That's why In becomes In. So Nara plus Ayana. So why is this name important? Why did Shankara choose a Smriti verse which has got Narayana as the name for Brahman? Interestingly, this name itself, some of the early commentators note, gives what is called as Anubandha Chatushtaya. That is the 4-fold connection that a Shastra should establish. When you start a Shastra, you have to talk about 4 things, and this word itself communicates that. What are the 4 things? The first is Vishya. What is the subject of your treatise? Here the subject is Narayana, the Parabrahman. Second, you should talk about what is the Prayojana. Why would anybody study a Shastra if it has got no Prayojana? Here the Prayojana is Narayana, the Parabrahman. By attaining him, you become free from all sorrows once and for all, and you become free from all delusion. So that is the Prayojana. Third, you have to talk about who is the Adhikari. Here the Adhikari is the mortal being, Nara. Fourth, you have to talk about the connection, because you can't attain Narayana if you don't have a process. So that is Ayana. That is the two meanings. One is it's a goal. Basically, one who has got Narayana as a goal attains him. Narayana himself, the Brahman himself, self-eliminates. And second thing is, he is attained by resting. Basically, Nara and Ayana means resting. So one who is gives up all actions that are connected with attainment of worlds in Brahmaloka or Swarga or other things, or in this life. Yeah? One who gives up all of these pursuits, he attains Narayana. So in single word, Narayana, the Sambandha Chatushtayam is established, which is an interesting point. So Shankara is not only communicating the essence of Advaita in his invocation mantra, he is also establishing the Sambandha Chatushtaya in his invocation mantra. We need to go a little bit further into whether Narayana is Parabrahman or he is Sopadika Brahman. To understand this, we have to go to Bhagavad Gita, 15th chapter. So if you see in the 15th chapter, in 15.15, so Shankara talks about, refers to all the verses from 15.12 onwards, and where Krishna is explaining about the sun, the Vaishnava Agni, etc. And he says all these are Vishta Upadhi of Narayana or Parabrahman. Then he says to determine the Supreme Brahman, who is distinct from Kshara and Akshara. Kshara refers to all the living beings, Bhutani, and Akshara refers to Maya, the Kutastha, from whom all of these things appear. He says to distinguish from all this Kshara and Akshara and talk about Nirupadika Brahman, that Brahman who is not conditioned by any limiting adjunct. The verses from 15.17 onwards are spoken. Now, in the verse 15.17, the nature of Nirupadika Brahman or Purushottama is mentioned. So it talks about how he is appearing for Loka Anugraha, but he is actually the Paramatma and he's got no conditioning. He's Nitya Shuddha Buddha Mukta Swabhava, and he is unborn, eternal, everything. In his commentary, Shankara makes a very interesting observation about Nirupadika Brahman. He says about Nirupadika Brahman, Sarvajnaha Narayanakhyaha Ishana Shilaha. We know that it is due to Maya Upadhi that Ishvara has Sarvajnatvam. Now, Shankara is saying about this Parabrahman that he is Sarvajnaha. In what sense? As only Parabrahman, and he has got knowledge about himself, and so he is Sarvajnaha. If he had left it at that, it's easy. But he goes one step further and he says Ishana Shilaha. He is Ishvara by nature. You can be an Ishvara only when there is Jagat and other beings. But if all this Jagat and other beings are no different from yourself, where is the question of you being Ishvara? So here we have to understand that Shankara is talking about the Swarupa of Ishvara. In the tradition, they'll give examples that if there's a pot, the space is divided into Mahakasha and Katakasha. When the pot is broken, the space is not destroyed. The Katakasha and Mahakasha remain as one, but they were always one, even when before the pot was broken. But it appeared to be different. Likewise, when there is ignorance, the Jivatma and Paramatma appear to be different. But when ignorance is broken by Jnana, the unity of Jivatma and Paramatma is known. Just like you understand that there is a single space. So the Ishvaratvam, just like for space, Akashatvam is its nature for Narayana, referred to as Parabrahman here. Ishvaratvam is his Swarupa Lakshana. It is also his Mayopadika Lakshana. He attains knowledge of different objects and things because of Mayopadhi, but he is also its Swarupa Lakshana. Here comes a very, very important question. Is Sopadika Brahman different from Nirupadika Brahman? While we talk about who is creating this world, etc., we have to talk about Bhagavan, Savana Brahman, Savishesha Brahman, Sopadika Brahman as a distinct entity. But in reality, he is not a distinct entity according to the tradition. In reality, he is Parabrahman who appears as Ishvara and creates this Jagat through the instrument of Brahma. So he's not different. But where does Shankara talk about this? If you go to the Brahmanohi Pratishtaham verse, Bhagavad Gita 14.7, Shankara says, Eacha Ishvara Shaktya Bhaktanugraha Grahadi Prayojanaya Brahma Pratishtate Pravartate Sa Shaktihi Brahmaiva Aham Shaktimatoho Ananyatvat Ityabhiprayaha, meaning the power of Brahman through which Brahman comes out for the purpose of doing anugraha, etc., is me, the Ishvara or Nirupadika Brahman. So, Shankara is establishing the Swarupa of Maya. Of course, Maya is spoken of as Avidya, Maya is spoken of as Kshara, and Ishvara is spoken of as beyond Maya. Mayinam tu Maheshwaram. Maya is supposed to be under the control of Ishvara. It's supposed to be Anirvachaniya and so on. But in Swarupa, because there's only one entity called Brahman, even this Maya is non-different from Brahman. So it's the same entity who is spoken of differently from the Vyavahara ring as Brahman, as Ishvara, and who through the instrument of Maya, which is non-different from him, becomes Jagat Karana and appears in this Jagat and does Anagraha and so on. So, why is this important to know? That Sopadika Sahuna Savishesha Brahman is actually Nirupadika Nirvisesha Nirguna Brahman who appears in this world. The reason for this is by understanding that Bhagavan is always by Swarupa Nitya Shuddha Buddha Mukta. It becomes fruitful to do bhakti. The Jnana Lakshana Bhakti or reflection on Nirguna Nirvisesha Brahman is only possible for sannyasis. That too qualified ones. Whereas bhakti is possible for all mortals in some shape or form. We all accept somebody as superior to us at work, family, in social circumstances, etc. So it is natural to accept Bhagavan as superior to us and do bhakti. So Shankara talks about Prema Lakshana Bhakti and Jnana Lakshana Bhakti. For example, in 8.10, he talks about Prema Lakshana Bhakti, and in 8.22, he talks about Jnana Lakshana Bhakti. Now, we know that Prema Lakshana Bhakti is there and it gives Chitta Shuddhi, but can it be a Parama Purushartham, that is the ultimate goal for a Jivatma or a Sadhaka? Yes. In 11.54 and 55, Shankara explains, when one has single-minded devotion to Ishvara, his goal is Ishvara even after death. And this is not only true for one who is a brahmachari, grahastha or vanaprastha. It is also true for one who is sangavarchita, or one who is free from all attachments, and nirvai, one who has got no enemies. Essentially, even for a sannyasi, this prema lakshana bhakti is a parama purushartha. And he becomes a sarvavit, a knower of everything. Okay. And he has a sarvatmana bhava, if he attains, of course, Brahma Sakshatkara or Bhagavat Sakshatkara by performing bhakti to Bhagavan. Okay. So, and he attains this self-identification with Narayana. This I conclude. Swasti.
Wonderful. Thank you, Rajaram ji, for your presentation. We sincerely appreciate it.